I finally got around to cleaning up my repositories and publishing them on my public Git site, as I've showed you in the last video, or in one of the last videos. And well, this is it. So I have three repositories published here. The first is for my string format macro, and I've made videos on that already. Then there's one for my static site generator, which I've already also made, like I think one video, and I've showed it in a few others. And then a third repository, which is kind of an auxiliary thing for my site generator. And again, they're here on my Git. So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to go through them, really. I've just made one huge commit with everything because I wanted to do the repository from scratch. So yeah, you can look at it if you want to. What I noticed when I redid these was that if you just run *git, as I've showed you in the video about it, it will put your email in plain text here with like, and I'll get into a second why this isn't a link anymore because I've changed it, but it is just a normal link with like normal mail too, so pretty standard as you would expect. But if you see my video on email obfuscation and protection, you know that that's a pretty bad idea because your email will get listed on like a quadrillion spam lists. So what I thought I'd do is just write a little shell script to fix that, and I will show you that in a second. Oh yeah, and if I go here and go here, you'll see, yeah, this is how it normally looks. So this is just a normal mail link. I mean, this doesn't lead anywhere because this isn't an email, but you get the point, I hope. So there were two things that or two places I found my email in, and that is, the first place is in the HTML files, and the second place is in the XML files, because the Git creates XML feeds, or atom feeds, I think they're called. So, and this is just some text file where I've dumped kind of my notes. So again, a normal link with like a mail to, and I wanted to, well, first I thought, I'll just use the same obfuscation method as in the last video, but really, yeah, I don't know. This kind of seems unnecessary to me because, I mean, how often have you written an email to someone by clicking on their email? Like I have never done that, to be honest. So I thought I'd just do a span and be done with it. So I have the span with like obfuscation spans in it, and this obfu class, which I then style in CSS to hide all these fake spans. So yeah, this is the method I showed in the other video. If you're interested, then go watch that. And the way I apply this is with sed, of course, and with xargs and find. So this is pretty straightforward. So I call find, and I'll run this in a second in the shell so you can see what it does. Well, no, let's actually run it right now. So let's go here. Okay, so this is on my server in my Git web directory, not repository, directory in the NSG directory, and this is created by all these files are created by *git. And I mean, we can run all this stuff here again. So let's remove it all. Then we call *git var git nsg. So this is the actual Git repository, and all these files are created. I need to create these symlinks. Whoops. I didn't mean to clean the screen. Yeah, these symlinks. All right. And then if I run this command, it will of course list all the HTML files. And if I then pipe it into xargs and do something like echo, it will show what xarg does. So xarg takes a list of files and kind of concatenates them together. And I mean, I have done this 1,000 times by using like something like tr, so something like this, or no, rather this. So this works as well, but yeah, it's kind of, I mean, and then you can like kind of wrap it, I guess, but it's not that nice. Yeah, and I think xarg has a lot of more features to deal with, like, for example, to deal with files which have spaces in them and so on and so forth. So I thought I'd use that. All right, so if we do that, it just spits out that. And now what we can, of course, do is we can specify a more advanced commands. So for example, let's call set and let's replace every instance of NSG with set is pretty cool. I don't know, like just something. And if we do that, it will spit out a bunch of stuff because we need to specify the I flag to change all these files in place. So if we do that, and now we reload this page, not this one, but NSG, we see NSG is not present anymore, but set is a pretty cool, has been placed in its place. I don't know if it's anywhere on this side. Set is, oh yeah. So, okay, so you get the point. And now we just use this one instead. Where is it? Here, this one right here. So, yeah, so we replace this A tag with my email in plain text as a link with a span which has this obview class. This is just arbitrary, and I'll show you in a second what this CSS class does, and then just a obfuscated version of my email with every odd span hidden. Yeah. So yeah, if we run that, oh yeah, and you can see right here is the version without obfuscation. So yeah. And if we hard reload that now, we can see this email is now obfuscated, because if we hover over it or we go into dev mode, we see all these useless spans which are hidden. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the CSS class is also here. Here, that's the class. I hope you can see that. So obview and then every span inside that tag, which is like every odd span rather, we set display to none. And if we now copy this out, paste it somewhere like here, we will see it will copy the correct email instead of all these hidden spans. All right, so far so good. And we do the same thing with the XML files. Where is it? Here, XML. Because if I go here, atom.xml, we see in this file normally it will list the email as well. So yeah, and like we need to remove this, and we also need to like remove this email right here. And I've done it with this set command. So yeah, I mean it's all pretty straightforward, and yeah, I I didn't really have any experience with Xarc, so I just looked it up on cheat.sh, which is a pretty cool site. Yeah, normally you would run this with like curl. I mean we can do that. So if we just curl it, it will spit all that out in a terminal. So that's like super useful. I've used that a bunch of times. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You can go to my Git and check these out if you want to. So just clone them. So if you just do that, nope, copy link, it will just clone it without authentication. And then you have my code and can run it. So for example, chicken install s and sudo equals -s, and that will install it, hopefully. And for this you need to install to run my static site generator, you need these other two repositories. So you need to first install ff, this is my string format macro, and then you need to install mwd, which is again like auxiliary function. So for example, some atomic CSS, color scales, type scales, and space scales and all that stuff. But again, I will probably go into that in another video. But if you want to, you can already play around with it. Oh, and I'll add a like git, like one of these buttons where it says git or something, probably. But I haven't done that because I first wanted to, well, of course, put something here. All right, yeah. So I think that's it. And yeah, have a nice day.